Okay, so these have definitely been challenging times for me technologically. This is all so new for me. Never heard of Zoom, never recorded myself in a class. So I guess we just need to kind of go with the flow here, and hopefully everyone is able to hear me and see me. So I had requested that you have a chair for this practice. Anything that will just be able to have your hands on it when we do some standing poses. So just have a chair handy, and any music that you'd like to listen to in the background, since I'm teaching live, feel free to do that, and you're muted. Okay, so we're gonna start laying down on your back. So if you'd like to put a prop underneath your head, such as a blanket or a folded towel, feel free, or a light pillow. And as you come to lay down on your back, we're going to take the feet about mat width apart and let the knees touch. Let your hands rest on either side of your belly so that your elbows can be rested on the floor beneath you. And we'll just take a few moments here to settle in. So we're settling into our practice, settling into this space that you've created in your home. Begin to breathe a little bit deeper than you normally do. As you breathe deeply, feel the body expand on the inhale against either the floor or your hands, wherever you feel the rise and fall. Just be aware of it and notice. Begin to relax the muscles in the face, softening the space between the eyebrows, relaxing the jaw, allowing the nervous system to relax. And bringing your attention and your awareness to this moment. So we were talking at the beginning of the class about how sometimes thinking about what the fall looks like, what the rest of this school year might look like, it's a little bit overwhelming. So if we can just be focused on the here and now, it can really help ease some of that stress and anxiety. So taking today, it's May 1st, as exactly what it is. It's today. It's not yesterday. It's not tomorrow. It's today. And we have been given this gift of 24 hours of a new day. And let's just try to enjoy it. Take it in. And be the best that you can be today. Okay, so beginning to move the body here. Reach the arms up and back. Tops of the hands start to reach for the floor behind you. Feel your shoulder blades melting down the back, opening up the shoulders, opening the rib cage, so you might feel it's a little bit easier to breathe in completely here. Take a nice full deep breath in and a full deep breath out. We're going to add the legs here. So we're going to lift the knees so that they come towards your belly and just let them rock left to right a little bit. Arms are still up overhead. You can make little circles with the knees going in one direction and then going in the other direction. And then we're just going to take the feet up to the ceiling. Have soft knees, so no need to have straight legs here. Bring the feet about hip width apart so there's space. And just point and flex the feet here. So the knees are softly bent, not feeling too much of a stretch in the back of the legs yet. You can make some circles with the feet in one direction then the other. And just feel supported by the floor beneath you in your back and shoulders. We'll take a nice full deep breath in and a nice full deep breath out. On your next inhale, let's see if the legs can go just a little bit straighter. Arms reach a little bit further back, and then as you exhale, reach for the shins as you hug your knees into the chest. Option to lift your forehead to your knees. Inhale, arms reach up and back, feet lift. Exhale, hug the knees into the chest. One more time, just like that. Inhale, arms reach up and back, feet lift. Maybe the legs are a little bit straighter. And exhale, hug the knees in. We're going to let the left foot come down to the floor with a bent knee. The right knee is drawn in to your belly, so the right thigh is pressing against the belly. We'll let the left leg go straight along the floor here. So just pause. If you would like to add on a little bit here, we'll lift the forehead to your right knee, trying to release the back of the neck. And then if you'd like to lift your left foot and let it hover off the floor just a little bit, try to draw the belly down towards the floor and the shoulders relax down. So just take a moment here. Take a nice breath in. And then as you exhale, the left foot comes down to the floor, the head comes down to the floor. The right foot is going to reach up towards the ceiling, and we're going to interlace our hands behind the right thigh. So the knee does not need to be straight, it can be soft. The right foot doesn't even need to be flexed, it can be soft. If you want to go a little bit more deeper, then you can straighten the right leg a little bit more, and you can flex your right foot a little bit more. Your left foot can be completely relaxed, or you can flex the left foot and press the back of the left leg down into the floor. So just a little bit more active. It's up to you. Pausing here, feeling your low back press down into the floor. And then just like we did with the bent knee, if you'd like to lift your head and upper back off the floor, you can. Keeping your hands supported in the back of the leg. Maybe you move them up a little higher, maybe on the calf. And then option to lift the left leg if you want to. Just let it hover just about an inch or two off the floor. Pause here and breathe. Relax the shoulders. Belly draws down. You don't have to have the left leg lifted, and you don't have to have the head lifted. Take one more nice deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, we're going to hug the right knee back into the chest. Bend the left knee so the left foot comes onto the floor, and we'll come into a figure 4. So the right ankle is going to cross over the left leg right above the knee. You can stay here, letting your right hand guide your right knee forward. You can scoot your left foot more in towards your left seat and let your left foot stay down. Or you can reach for the back of your left thigh and draw the left knee in towards your left shoulder. So the shape of your legs tilts over to the left, and pause here. So we're starting to open up the right hip. Relax through the neck, so maybe you rock your head left to right here. Feel the shoulders down away from the ears. Feet can be relaxed, or you can flex the right foot. If you would like to go a little bit deeper, you can bring the shape of your legs a little bit more back to center rather than over to the left. You can extend your left leg up towards the ceiling. You don't have to. You can stay right here, or you can lift your head and upper back off the floor. Maybe take your hands a little higher up the left leg, and then pause here and breathe. So again, your left leg does not need to be lifted, and the head does not need to be lifted. We're opening up through the hip here, able to breathe with ease. Belly is drawing in, back is supported. So whichever version of the pose you're in, allow your breath to flow with ease. Take one more nice deep breath in, and then as you exhale, let's release and let your left foot come down to the floor. The knee is bent. Arms are going to reach away from each other, palms up. Hands are on the floor. Arms are about shoulder height. We'll take the right thigh, cross it over the left thigh. Scoot your hips a little bit over to the right, and then let's let the legs drop over to the left. If this twist feels too deep, uncross the legs and you can just stack them. So see what feels okay for you here. Turn the head over the right shoulder. If that feels okay on your neck. And then just breathe deeply here. You can let the eyes be closed. Shoulder blades supported by the floor beneath you. Try to keep both shoulders down. Breathe deeply. Feel the rise and fall of the belly. We're creating some space in the low back, letting go of tightness and tension there. Try to let go and just use the floor to feel supported and melting into the pose. Take one more nice deep breath in this twist. And then as you exhale, let's bring the legs back to center. Uncross them. Even out the hips. Let's hug the knees into the chest. And we'll take 3 breaths together here. As you inhale, arms reach up and back, feet lift. Exhale out of the mouth. Hug the knees into the chest. Option to lift the forehead to the knees. Inhale, arms reach up and back, feet lift. Just really flow with your breath. Exhale, hug the knees in. And one more time. Inhale, ride the breath. And exhale, hug the knees in. We're going to relax the head down. Keep the left knee drawn in. The right foot comes down to the floor. Interlace your hands on top of the left shin, drawing the left thigh in towards your belly. Shoulders relax down. Let's let the right leg go straight along the floor, lengthening. If you would like to add on just a little bit, just options. You can think of these as toppings. Some people just like cheese pizza. Some people like toppings. So you can stay here with the cheese pizza, or you can add a topping by lifting your forehead to your left knee. Pausing here. If you'd like to add one more topping, you can lift the right leg and let it hover off the floor. Relaxing the shoulders. So we just put our body into a shape and then breathe through. Don't worry about what the shape looks like. Just see how it feels. Take one more nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, the head comes down, the right foot comes down. We're going to reach for the back of the left thigh as you start to straighten the left leg up towards the ceiling. So your left foot can be completely relaxed, the left knee can be soft, and the right leg can be relaxed. So you can stay right here in this expression of the pose. It's perfect. Little add-ons if you want to. Begin to maybe straighten the left leg a little bit more. Notice your shoulders pulling down away from the ears. Maybe you flex the left foot. Start to feel a release in your hamstring, which will help release tension in the low back. If you'd like to flex your right foot, you can, and actively press the back of the right leg down. And then if you'd like to add a little bit more, you can lift your head up off the floor, upper back, belly is strong. You can take your hands a little bit higher up the legs, maybe reaching for the calf. And then only if you want to, you can lift the right foot off of the floor just a few inches. We're not trying to create more tension here. We're trying to feel grounded, lengthened, using your inner strength and letting your breath flow with ease. So the shoulders are still relaxed, the neck is soft. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, let's hug the left knee into the chest. We'll bend the right knee, the right foot comes onto the floor. Figure 4, left ankle crosses over the right leg above the knee. Your left hand can gently guide your left knee forward, or you can scoot your right foot a little closer to your seat, keeping it down, or you can reach for the back of your right thigh. Shift the shape of your legs over to the right just a little bit so the right knee can come into your right shoulder. Pause here. Start to notice what you're feeling in that left hip. We carry a lot of negative emotions and stress in the hips. So taking the time here to just let that go. Again, you can stay right here. If you'd like to add on a little, you can flex your left foot. Bring the shape of your legs back to the center and extend your right foot up to the ceiling with a flexed right foot. And going a little further, only if you want to, head and upper back lifts off the floor. Maybe the hands go a little higher up the right leg and you pause here. So whichever version of the pose you're coming into, try not to think about the actual pose and what it looks like. It's how you're getting into the pose, what you do when you're there, and how you flow out. It's all nice and fluid and smooth, and it's guided by your breath. So whenever you're ready, you can slowly release the pose. Let the right foot come down to the floor with the bent knee. Left thigh will cross over the right thigh. Arms reach away from each other. Open through the collarbones, through the chest. We'll take the hips and just scoot them over to the left and then drop the legs over to the right. Pause here, see how this feels. If it's too deep, uncross the legs and just stack the legs. If you're okay in the neck, you can turn your head over your left shoulder. So the shoulder blades and the shoulders are down on the floor and you're supported by your right hip. There is space in between the ribs, opening up the lungs. There's space in between the bones in your low back. And then thinking about your left hip moving away from your left shoulder. So just creating a little bit more space through the torso. Releasing any tightness or tension in the neck. You can roll the back of the head left to right. Just feeling open around your heart center and through the chest and belly. Take one more nice deep full breath in here. As you exhale, let's bring the legs back to center. Uncross them, even out the hips. Hug the knees into the chest. Forehead lifts towards the knees. Shoulders pull down. And then you can either rock yourself front to back a few times, rolling back and forth, and then eventually rocking yourself up. Or if that's too much, when you're down, just roll to one side and press yourself up. Once we come up, we're going to come on to hands and knees and then sink into a child's pose. So if you'd like to have a blanket under your knees for a little extra support, feel free. We're going to come into our child's pose to start. So the knees are going to go wide, about mat width apart. Big toes touch, and your hips are going to sink down towards your heels. So pause here upright. The hands can be on the floor, and you're just going to push your hips back. So the hips are back. The head is going to hang down heavy here for a moment. So we're not quite into our child's pose yet. We're just starting to ground down through the shins, the tops of the ankles and feet, and feel heavy in the hips. Then we'll start to lengthen the spine a little bit by walking your hands, palms down, forward, but keep the hips where they are. Lengthen as you pull back through the mid-back, like someone is just holding on to your rib cage and gently sliding you back. Your head can either hang heavy or forehead can touch the mat. You can stay here with palms down, forearms lifted. If you need a little more support, you can drop the elbows and forearms. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can press the pads of your fingers down and let your palms lift. So you'll notice that the forearms get a little higher, upper arms get a little higher. So that when your head sinks down towards the mat, you get deeper in the shoulders and in the neck. So any version of child's pose that you'd like to be in, feel free. But just try to feel length in the spine, in the side body, open through the shoulder blades and shoulders, open underneath the arms, lengthening the spine and the neck. Take a deep full breath in, and then as you exhale, palms come down and then rise up onto the knees. We'll take the knees a little bit closer together, and then the feet go a little bit wider. So shins are parallel, knees are underneath your hips. Index finger is pointed forward. Rest of the fingers are spread nice and wide. Wrists are underneath your shoulders or just a little bit in front. And we'll move with the breath here, starting to warm up the spine. We'll curl the toes under, drop the belly, lift the chin. So starting here with your nice full in breath, and then as you exhale, tuck the chin, round the back, tops of the feet press down. Really feel space between the shoulders. Inhale, curl the toes under, drop the belly, lift the chin, soft elbows, and then exhale, tuck the chin, push the floor down with your hands, round the back. One more time, just like that. Inhale, curl the toes under, drop the belly, lift the chin, and then exhale, tuck and round. Nice. We'll come back to neutral spine here. The crown of the head is reaching forward. The tailbone is reaching back. The right foot is going to step back. Toes are down on the floor to start. Belly draws in. It's hard to tell with my shirt hanging down here. So you just want to really draw your belly in so that your back is nice and strong here. The left hand is going to reach towards the front of the room. So from here, you can start to rock front to back a little bit. You're pushing down through the toes, opening up through the arch and the heel. A little bit harder with the left hand lifted. We'll come back to center and lift the right leg if you can. Notice your shoulders. Try to pull them down away from the ears. Notice your low back. Try to draw the belly in to get the back a little bit straighter and stronger. Notice your back leg and the back foot. Flex the back foot. All 5 toes pointed down and a nice strong thigh. Neutral neck. Face is parallel to the floor. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, left hand comes down to the floor. Right toes find the floor behind you. Left foot pivots off of the mat, 45 degrees to the left. Roll to the arch of your right foot, and we'll take the right hand up towards the ceiling here. So just pause here. We're going to take the palm and just reach your fingertips towards the front of the room, palm facing down, and then rotate your right shoulder back a little bit. So you're really open here. And then if you'd like to lift your right leg, you can. We'll flex the right foot as if you're trying to make a footprint on the wall behind you. On your next inhale, take your right arm. We're going to make a big circle. Reach it all the way up, down by your hip, and then swing the right hand back down to the mat. Right knee comes down. Let's bring the knees together here. Sink down on your heels so the feet are together. Head drops down so you're in just a little ball here. And then let your hands rest behind you so that the tops of the hands are by your feet. So you're in a nice little cozy circle. You can let the head drop. You can even tuck your chin. And just pause here. Take a few deep breaths. You can rock left or right a little bit. Relax the wrists. Relax the shoulders. Lengthen through the spine. Reconnect. And then when you're ready, let's come back up to table. So the hands are going to come forward. Shoulders are over your wrists. Knees are going to separate about hip width apart, shins parallel. Let's take 3 breaths. Inhale, curl the toes under, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck in round. So just kind of move the spine with your breath. You can shift the weight front to back. When you inhale, maybe you shift the weight a little bit more forward. When you exhale, maybe you shift the weight a little bit more back. You can add the toes, curling them under if you want to. You don't have to. And then exhaling, really round the back. And then coming back to neutral spine. The left foot goes straight back, toes down on the floor. We're going to take the right hand, reach it towards the front of the room. Upper arm is by your ear. Thumb is rotated up. Shoulders are relaxed. A gentle rock, front to back. Fingertips reach forward, then push back through your heel. Changing your center of gravity here, challenging your balance. And then coming back to neutral. Your face is looking down at the mat. Belly pulling in. Nice strong core, left leg lifts. As you lift the left leg, flex your back foot. Low back is nice and strong by the belly drawing in. Try to keep this breath flowing with ease in this pose. So we're flowing in and out of the pose, but then once we're here, that breath is still flowing with ease. Even though we're holding the pose, we're not holding the breath. Take one more deep breath in. As you exhale, right hand comes down to the floor, left toes go straight back. We're gonna pivot your right foot off of the mat to the right, roll to the arch of your left foot, let the left hand come up towards the ceiling. So left hand comes up, pause here, belly is in. We'll take the upper arm by your ear as you reach the left hand forward, palm facing down. And then rotate open a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot. Just let your left shoulder move back a little. We'll lift the left leg only if you want to. You can keep it down. If you have the leg lifted, the foot is flexed. And we're able to breathe with ease here. Finding strength in that right arm, right shoulder, right hip. Belly is in. On your next inhale, make a big circle with your left arm, reaching it up towards the ceiling, all the way down by your hip, and then back down to the mat. Left knee comes down. Sink back into any version of child's pose that you'd like. Wide knees, narrow, being more upright if you want to. Being all the way down with arms way out in front. Arms can be in the back. Whatever works for you here, just take a moment. Lengthening through the spine. Connecting with your breath. From here, you're just going to make your way onto your belly. So just working your way forward. The legs can come back. Belly is down on the floor. Your hands are going to come by your chest. So when you're ready, hands are going to come by your chest. Face is parallel to the floor. Shoulders are pulled back. And then we're just going to slide the hands forward so that your forearms and your elbows are on the floor. And then pull the shoulders back. So the forearms and the elbows do not leave the floor. We're going to inhale, lift. So engage your back, the low back, and lift as high as you can without lifting the elbows. If that's too high, then come a little lower. That's your inhale. The exhale slowly brings you down. So it's one fluid movement for the breath. Inhale, slowly you float up. A pause, and exhale, you slowly float down. Engaging the muscles that support your spine. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to lower. Try not to move your neck. So when you come up, inhaling, keep the face parallel to the floor rather than looking up. You want to keep the neck nice and long and tall. Exhale to lower. Inhaling to lift. Really feel the shoulders pull away from the ears. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Feel the crown of the head reaching way forward. Exhale, lower. So we're really lengthening the spine as we're working the muscles to strengthen around the spine for support. Exhaling to lower. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time, just like that. Inhale, lift. This time when you lower, make a pillow with your hands under your forehead. Elbows out to the sides. Bend your knees completely. Relax the muscles in the back. And windshield wiper the legs left to right. You can make circles with the feet. Just letting go in the back. lot of people carry stress in their backs, which makes it a little bit more susceptible to injury. So it's important to have those muscles nice and strong to protect the back. Let's let the tops of the feet come back down to the floor. Another muscle group that's really important to protect your back is your core in the front. So we're going to come up into Sphinx pose. Elbows, forearms down on the floor. Now there's a lot of space between your shoulders and your ears. So you're not sunk way down. You're pushing up. So your chest is open, shoulders are pulled back. You can either lift your belly off the floor. You can lift your belly and your hips off the floor, leaving the knees and the tops of the feet down. Or you can curl the toes under and lift. So your body is in one straight line. The crown of the head is forward. Your tailbone is back. Lots of space between the shoulders and the ears. So just take as long as you can here to breathe. If your breath starts to get choppy, even it out. You can always lower the knees down if you need to. Thinking about that belly drawing in and up, creating a lot of strength in your core, which is going to support your back. Continue to breathe with ease, which is not easy. Take one more deep breath in, and then as you exhale, drop the knees, walk your hands back, child's pose. Let the hips sway left to right. Just take a moment here. And then when you're ready, come up onto hands and knees. You'll walk your hands back to your knees. Curl the toes under. Lift the knees so that you roll onto your feet. And then with soft knees, slowly walk your hands up your legs to come up to stand. So take your time. I'm just going to adjust my camera slightly. This is a good time to get your chair if you don't already have it. Okay, let me just fix this a tiny bit more. Okay, so you're gonna have your chair at the front of your mat, with the seat part right in front of you and the back part away from you. Okay? So we're going to start by being in a very modified downward dog. Feet are going to be down on the floor, hip width apart. Let's take 3 breaths together here. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. And exhale, arms reach out and down. 2 more like that. Inhale, arms reach out and up, really reach. Exhale, arms come out and down. 1 more time. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, arms reach down. Here, hinging from your hips, you're going to come about halfway down so that your chest is parallel to the floor. And you're going to reach your hands out for the seat of the chair. Hands come down, head is going to drop down. So you might feel this in the backs of the legs, maybe in the shoulders. So just pause here. Letting the head hang heavy to release the neck. Just getting used to having your hands on the chair for support. Strong legs. And then from here, soften your knees. Bring one hand to the top of your thigh and then the other hand to the top of your other thigh. roll all the way up to stand. So nice rounded back, roll all the way up. Okay, once you come up to stand, we're going to come into a warrior one pose. Your right foot is stepping forward, the left foot is stepping back. This is not a very wide stance. Your feet are hip width apart. Your right knee is going to be bent right over your right ankle. Back leg is straight, so not a sagging knee, the back leg is nice and straight. Hips are facing towards the front of the room. Belly is in nice and strong. Inhale, reach the arms up. So just pausing here, feeling strength in your legs from the waist down, but feeling nice and light in the top. We can open up the arms to cactus arms. Let the shape of your arms move back a little bit. Chest presses forward, but belly still draws in. Take a nice full deep breath in, maybe a little deeper in the right knee. And a full deep breath out as you push the right leg straight. Let the hands come down to your hips. We're going to hinge forward here. Again, about halfway like we just did. You're going to reach your hands for the chair in front of you. The right leg is straight. Your left leg is straight. Maybe you creep your hands a little bit more forward, or you can come more upright, wherever you need to be supported here. Shoulders are relaxed. This is a pyramid pose. Now we're going to change up this pose to get a little bit into your IT band. So we'll take the right foot. You're going to heel toe over to the left side of your mat. So now your right foot is on the left side of your mat. You're going to try to push the big toe ball mound of your right foot down into the floor. Feel your hips moving towards the back left corner of your room, and your hands are going to move to the right front corner of your mat using your chair. Pause here. If you need to soften your back knee and lift your back heel, you can. You want to try to keep the right leg as straight as possible. Relax the shoulders. This is super deep. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, let's heel toe the right foot back so it's at the center of your mat. Bend your right knee. Your left foot comes up behind your right. So your ankles are crossed, your hands are on the chair for support. You can stay right here. Maybe you start to bring your forearms down to the chair. Maybe you reach for the floor, but you don't have to. That's why we have the chair. And if you want to add a shoulder stretch and a little more balancing here, you can take your hands, interlace them, and reach the knuckles up and away from the crown of your head. This is opening up the space right around your sciatic nerve, as well as getting into the IT band, hips, and low back. So pause here and breathe, relax the shoulders, using whatever you need for support. Take a nice full deep breath in. As you exhale, if you don't have your hands on the chair, bring them to the chair. Soften your knees, hands on the thighs, roll up to stand. Keep the legs crossed, keep the knees soft. If you've uncrossed the legs, try to cross them again. You have your right thigh crossed over the left, your right ankle crossed over the left. We're going to lift your right heel, bend your left knee, and sink down like you're sitting in a chair. Arms are going to reach away from each other, coming into cactus arms. We're going to bring your right arm under your left and twist the arms coming into eagle arms. If that's too much, just bring the right arm under and reach for the backs of your shoulders. From this pose, if you can, you're going to lift your right foot off the floor. You don't have to. Nice, strong left foot, left leg. Shoulders are down away from the ears. Belly is drawn in. We'll take a full breath in. As you exhale, unwrap the legs. Let your right foot reach back behind you. As your fingertips reach forward, right foot is reaching back. Left leg can go straighter. Shoulders are pulled down. Bend the left knee. Right foot finds the floor behind you. Undo the arms. Reach the arms up overhead. Okay, so if you don't like where you are on your mat, let's readjust. So maybe moving the left foot over a little bit, right foot back. You're coming into that Warrior One pose. So in Warrior One, left foot forward, left knee over the left ankle, push back through the pinky side of your right foot, toes are at a 45-degree angle, hip width between your feet. Hips facing forward, left knee is strong over the ankle. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, open to cactus. Chest is open, but belly is in. Tailbone is down. Feel powerful here. Balanced, grounded down, but also wide open in the chest. Breath is able to flow with ease. Take a nice full breath in. As you exhale, let's push the left leg straight. Let your hands come down to your hips. Hinge halfway forward. Reach for the chair. So again, you can have the fingertips on the chair so that you're pretty high up. Maybe your hands walk more towards the back of the seat. Just see what feels okay for you. This is pyramid pose. The base of your left foot is pressing down into the floor evenly. You're pressing your right calf back. Both hips are forward and square. Spine is lengthened. Shoulders are relaxed. So even though that left leg is working towards straight, try not to lock out the knee. So have a softness in that left knee. And then from here, you're going to heel toe that left foot all the way over to the right side of your mat. Try to straighten the left leg, soft knee, pushing the ball mound of your left toe flat down into the floor. Hips are reaching towards the right back corner of your room. If you need to lift your back heel and soften your right knee, you can. Just try to keep that left leg pressing down so you can open up the IT band. Hands can walk to the corner of your chair as you walk your hand to the left front corner of the room. Pause here and breathe. This is super deep. Softness where you need it is fine. Everywhere relaxing the shoulders. From here, left foot gonna move towards the center of your mat. Bend your left knee. Right foot comes behind the left. Cross at the ankles. This is a really good forward bend for sciatica and for your back and hips. So ankles are crossed. You have the option to keep your hands on the chair, lowering your chest down. Maybe your forearms come down to the chair. Maybe you take your hands and interlace them behind your back and reach the knuckles up and away from the crown of your head. So see what works for you. You're lengthening through the spine, lengthening through the legs, an IT band, and opening horizontally, opening your low back, side to side. Relax the neck, relax the shoulders. If you lose your balance, you have the chair there. Take a nice full deep breath in. Softly bend the knees. Hands come onto the thighs as you roll up. Your left ankle is crossed in front of your right. You're going to lift your left heel, bend your right knee, sink down. Arms reach away from each other. Cactus, left arm under the right. Either crossing the arms so the back, your hands can touch, back to the hands can touch, or you're reaching for the backs of your shoulders. You're fine to stay right here. If you can lift your left foot off the floor, sink a little bit lower down in your right knee. Both knees, hips, and elbows are facing forward. And then we'll slowly transition. Let your left foot float back. Fingertips reach forward. Back foot reaches back. Pause. Take a nice full breath in. And then as you exhale, release the arms. Release the left leg. Come up to stand. Shake it all out. And then from here, you're going to make your way back onto your back. So come onto your back. Keep your chair handy. You might want it for Shavasana. Let's come down onto your back. Hug the knees into the chest. We've worked the back a lot today. We lengthened it, strengthened it, found some balance. Hopefully let go of tightness and tension. We're going to come into happy baby here. Knees go wide. Option 1 is to hold on underneath the knees. Soles of the feet look at the ceiling. Option 2, maybe you hold on to the ankles. Or full expression of the pose is holding on to the outsides of your feet. Here you can gently rock left to right. Feel your shoulders release down away from the ears. Tilt your tailbone down so your low back is supported. One more nice deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, release, let your feet come down to the floor. Arms can come by your sides. Okay, so we're going to prepare for Shavasana here. Since you have your chair, if you would like to turn your chair to the side and then have your feet on the chair, supporting underneath your knees. You can let your arms be up overhead in a nice circle. You can even let your knees splay out and let your heels touch. You can let your arms come by your sides. Any version of Shavasana that you would like to be in where you can feel comfortable and supported. So once you find that final relaxation pose, take a moment to reconnect with your breath. I know for me, at the end of my practice, it's a little bit harder to breathe deeply. My heart is beating a little faster. I worked hard. So just take the time here to slow it down. Soften and relax the muscles in the face. Relax through the neck and shoulders. Feel your spine and back supported by the floor beneath you. Release any last bit of tightness or tension from the hips. Soften and relax the arms and the legs. Connect with what you're feeling and how you're feeling. Follow your breath as it comes in through the nose, fills up inside the body, and then gently to empty. Anytime you begin to feel that you're looking too far ahead or you start to feel anxious, try to bring it back to this part of your practice where you can be calm, supported, and relaxed. Let's bring the right hand on your heart, the left hand over your right hand, and remember that we are all connected. And not only are we here on this planet with each other, much more importantly, we're here for each other. You can bring the palms together in front of your heart center, honoring your practice, honoring each other, honoring yourself. Namaste. And then please take your time from here, transitioning out of Shavasana. There's no rush. Take your time to come up slowly and gently.